Hi everyone, my name is Miss Sizer and I will be your English teacher if you're a freshman for the next 2 years. If you are a sophomore, then just for one more year, you will have me. Today I am going to show you how to use the new class website that I built over the summer. And so what you're looking at right now is the home page, and the home page just says a little bit about me. There's a nice little quote there that I think is pretty cool. And so you can read through that if you want to at a later date. Down here we've got dates to remember. So I started making this website the last week of school for a class that I was taking, and so that's what we're doing right now. So that's why I put the dates to remember there. So we're in final exams, and then next week we'll have the workshop week at LHS. And if you go back to the top, over here we have a toolbar, so you can click on these, and English 1, like it says course info and assignments. English 2, same thing. Google Classroom and resources. So we're going to start with English 1. So you click on English 1, all that is up here as well, in case you like doing things that way instead. So this is the freshman English page. On the freshman homepage, we have the currently we are section, and so that is where we will be starting our year in the fall. It says currently we are working on our poetry units. That's the first unit that we will cover this year. If you scroll down a little bit more, we've got where we've been, and so eventually we will have places that we've been. Since we're just starting the year, we haven't been anywhere yet. But for example, our second unit that we study is short stories. So once we get into short stories, the poetry section will move down to where we've been, and then I'll create a new section for the short stories up here. Along with English 1, so I'm going to use the top toolbar now. So let's go to course info. The course info page has lots of really great information, especially for the beginning of the year, and especially for you freshmen who don't really know who I am yet. First, we have the course syllabus. So the course syllabus, if you click on this, it will download the document that has all this information in detail outlined in it. This is all the information that is in the course syllabus. So brief course description, objectives, required materials. It's got common core standards, which that doesn't really apply to you guys, but it applies to other teachers who might look at my page. And then all of that other stuff that's listed there. We'll go over that the first day of class, but if your parents are ever asking, you can point them in the direction of the website, and then they can go look at all of that. If you scroll down a little bit more, we've got the course calendar. The course calendar is something new that I'm trying this year because I know that you guys really like to know kind of what we're doing in the long run, not just like on a weekly basis. So if you click on this link, it's going to open a Google Doc. And the reason I made it a Google Doc instead of a regular document is because this will be much more easy to edit. And if we like get behind for some reason, or there's a school assembly that I didn't know about before, I can just go in here and type school assembly, and then I know that that's why we're behind and things might get pushed back. So this has August as well as a little bit in September. It basically outlines the first half of our poetry unit. So we start up here Monday, Tuesday, those are institute days, so I have to be here, but you guys are lucky and you don't. 2 extra days of summer for you. But Wednesday it says introduction and rules. You guys are going to fill out an all about me page, which tells me a little bit more about you guys since I don't know you yet. And then we'll talk about the bell work that we will do every day from now until the end of the school year, which is crazy because that's a year away. But anyway, so it goes day by day, week by week, as you can see. Down here, it's also got important assignments. The large assignments are going to be on here. Small, like writing exit slips, I'm not going to put on this calendar just because that would ruin all the fun if you knew what was coming every day. But this assignment right here, the Where I'm From poem and video assignment, that's really going to be your first major assignment as a freshman in high school English. what you're going to do is you're going to write a poem, and we'll talk more about this later, but you write a poem that's basically telling the class and me who you are and where you're from, like the title suggests, and then you make a video to go with it. So there's lots of different ways to do the video, which again we'll talk about later, but that just gives you an idea of what's to come. Back to what we're talking about now, though, is this calendar and how awesome it is, and the fact that you can see what's coming. So all of this says TBA because depending on how quickly things go or if we need to slow down a little bit, I'll continue adding things as we go. So I'm going to exit out of that real quick. Excuse me. And then scroll back up to the top. So English 2 is going to be the same thing. I'm not going to go over English 2 because you guys are sophomores and you should be able to figure that out, and you've had me for a year now, so you kind of know how I work. If you go to the announcements page, so important announcements for English 1 and 2. So August 10th, obviously I have the date a little bit wrong because it's actually the, 17th that you guys are coming back. But this says, I'd like to share a little video that I made that explains how to use the website. So once I finish this video, that will be right here for you guys to look at. And let's see. So down here we have Google Classroom. Google Classroom, we're going to click on that. So this, I don't know if any of you have used Google Classroom before, but it's really unique in that you can do a lot of things with it. So step 1, this gives you a step-by-step of how to use it if you haven't before. So first you're going to need to check your email because you should have an invitation to join the class. Once you accept the invitation, you will open it up and it will look something like this. I already have that pulled up for you. So I'm going to go over here, and so we've got the About page right here. So this just tells you a little bit about the class. 120, this will say English 1 or English 2 depending on which class you're in. And then we've got students. None of you are enrolled yet, so your names aren't there, but they will be eventually. And then we get to the stream, which is the best part about using Google Classroom. So this is our first assignment for the year, which you can see right there. How do you feel that technology has influenced your learning so far at LHS? So what you do is you go in these comments and you're going to type out your answer. I am typing out my answer. Yay. Please be more in depth than that, and you probably don't want to say yay, but it seemed like a good thing to do right now. So if you click on the assignment and you go to the question, you will be able to see everyone's responses once all of the students in your class respond to this prompt, which is awesome because it's like a little discussion group specifically for our class. Another way that you can do it is on your page. It doesn't show up because this is the teacher page for me, but there will be there's a space on the website that you can upload a document or attach it to a Google Doc so that you don't have to type it out in the comments. But for the most part, we're going to be using the comment feature just so everyone else can read your responses. So that's kind of Google Classroom. And again, we'll talk more about that when we get in the classroom, the physical one, not the Google one. Step 3, click around, which we kind of just did. And then step 4, use the classroom to complete assignments, which I just showed you how to do too. Lastly, we're going to go to the resources page. So this is just here for you to look at in case you need help with any of this stuff. So Purdue OWL and EasyBib, those are probably the ones you're going to use the most, and I 100% recommend you using them all the time. Purdue OWL gives you different ways to correctly cite different forms of media, like books or websites or TV shows or your mom if you are interviewing her for something. EasyBib is a really great source for putting your sources in correct MLA or APA format. Prezi, Ribbit, VisuWords, if you haven't heard of those, I'll let you go ahead and explore this later. So that's basically our class website, and hopefully I've explained everything pretty well. Sorry this video is a little bit long, but it's a good way for me to tell you everything about this website that you need to know without taking up class time to do it. So thanks for listening to the end, and I will see you in class.